We'll begin. These first few breath moments, we can be with our inhale, our exhale, and we'll join in with the shoulders and the arms. So with your next inhalation, reach the arms out to the side, open up the hands, turning the palms up. So you can even get into those triceps, engaging them, so opening up the bicep. And then exhale, relax the bicep. Turn the thumbs down. And we can tip the chin down. And we'll do several. 4 more. Inhale will be the up move. So getting the triceps involved. Opening up the elbow, the bicep, the palms. And exhale, relaxing the bicep, relaxing the tricep. So let your breath cadence take you through the last few. If involving the arms with your breath deepens or lengthens your breath, please go with that longer, deeper breath. There's no rush. I'm going to be picking up a lot of pieces from yesterday. As we play with the ribs in between the shoulder blades and the shoulders connecting to the hips. And then keeping that breath going, we'll cross the right over the left. So my left leg's on the ground for this seated spinal twist, and this is my right knee pointing to the sky. And I'm going to make this move of not only hooking around the leg, but this is my thumb down and my left palm is facing you. It's facing away from my torso. So I'm doing that thumb down, and I'm just reaching around my shin. Yeah, I should just put a nice little different turn on that blade and that elbow. And so now breathing into that left side, that left lung, left side ribs. exhaling, I'm using the crook, this open-handed left arm, sending the left elbow, and thus the shoulder blade away from the spine. And while that arm remains stationary, now feeling that rib cage spiraling within that shoulder blade. So once again, feeling breath, feeling all around the left side of the heart. Now, if it's fine on your shoulder, we can hook that left elbow over and go for an interlock. So the left hand feeds through the behind the right leg. And release. Inhale, we'll unwind. Uncross the legs. And we'll switch sides. We're taking a slightly different grip or arm maneuver to get into the seated spinal twist. So basically it's thumb down and just wrapping the elbow around the left bent leg. So my palm is facing away from my navel. I'm using the feet robustly. As I press, it helps me feel breath reaching the back side of right ribs. And if interlock's your thing today, we can move the elbow more completely to the side of the thigh and feed the hand behind the thigh. And release. And we unwind, separate legs widely. Do some rounds of Uddiyana in straddle, seated straddle. The feet active, engaging the quadriceps. Feel like you're strongly, muscularly straightening the knees. Inhale. And I have my palms on the floor. Swift, thorough exhale out the mouth. Remain empty. And then keeping the quadriceps engaged. Draw the belly in and back. Releasing when needed. We'll do 2 more like so. Okay. If the knees don't yet straighten, although it seems so for most or all of us, we could always put a little bit of comfort behind the back of the knee, and you can still engage the legs towards straightening. All right, next 2 rounds we'll do on our own. We're starting with the inhale. Engaging the thigh muscles, the muscles above the knee. Exhaling swiftly out the mouth. Keeping those quadriceps working. Drawing the belly in and back and up. Working on that last one. And help the legs back together again. And we'll set up for dolphin. So elbows and knees. Anticipate that we'll be reaching one leg up at a time. If you benefit from having the wall behind you, the wall supporting the foot, please set that up for yourself. I won't show it, but it's a nice option today. Now with both arms fixed, inhaling, feeling the ribs growing and expanding underneath the shoulder blades. Curling the toes under, and with the neck relaxed, exhale the knees off the ground. Dolphin. Feeling that connection to breath, enriching the connection. It doesn't mean changing the breathing necessarily, but enriching that connection, bringing even more of that feeling awareness to the act, to the behavior, to the movement of breath itself. We'll raise the right leg away from the ground. And as that left foot is working heel toward earth, move the pelvis away from the ribs. Feel that lengthening occur. Right leg will help. As right leg reaches, you feel a corresponding shift of the pelvis and the ribs away from the arms. Find out if that connection exists for you. It's a vibrant reach, not a casual reach. Good, we'll change sides, bringing the right leg down. And the left leg up. And we'll set left foot down, knees down. When we stand, we'll do some more Agni Sara from horse stance. And so when we're ready, inhaling into the pelvis and the abdomen, swift exhale, everything out. Remain empty, drawing the belly in and releasing, drawing the belly in and releasing. Breathing when needed. We'll do one more. Exhaling everything out. Gets that vacuum quality started in around the organs. And we'll keep the legs slightly separated so we can get low enough to the ground to get our fingertips to touch. So at this point, I don't want a lot of weight on my hands or fingertips, but I do want to get into the hands and the wrist area. So I'm separating my feet just enough. Finger pads to the ground. I'm keeping the palms off the ground for the moment. And bringing the hands off the ground, we'll come right back into horse stance. bringing the arms into eagle by inhaling them out to the side, exhaling, going left over right. And inhaling, unwinding that side. I'm going to stretch them all the way out to the side just to keep moving through all that shoulder joint area. And then exhaling the right over the left. And inhaling, unwind, straighten legs. All right. And we'll heel toe the feet together. Couple of items. If you're working with a wall today, working handstand with legs and horse, an alternate addendum to that is then working Agni Sara in your handstand. So flying goddesses, you get up in the handstand, legs and horse, and you can work those, exhaling everything out and flapping the belly. Fun. If you're not kicking up, however, work downward dog at the wall, and you can still play with the vacuum, the Agni part. So I don't think you need any more visual cues from me. So I'm going to do handstand, legs and horse, flapping the belly, or diving goddess. Diving god if you're feeling godly today. Right. So we are on our hands. Unless medically you need to be on your forearms, if that's a better situation. And let's plan on 6 to 10 breaths upside down. Handstanders, get quite close to the wall and just check your wall distance. You do need some width to separate the legs into horse. If you have gone upside down, handstand, and your butt's on the wall, that's great. Keep scooching the butt up the wall. So you're both gaining your balance and doing that Agni flapping. You're gaining your balance as you do those Agni flappings. There you go. Sometimes it can be fuzzy to know, where's my pelvis? Is it over my head? Where should my butt be to start feeling balanced? And the Agni, hopefully, starts to help us with that, just mapping more of that pelvic abdominal area as we're upside down. Once we've given it 6 or 10 breaths, that'd be great. We'll step down, we'll begin again at the top of our mat. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fold. I'm going to get right into it. Inhale the left foot back, lunge. Keeping the knee up, the heel up. Remain right here, exhaling, using some of those butt muscles to shift tailbone down, to push the earth with the feet, to lift and feel more spacious in that place just below the navel. All right, twisting warrior. So we pivot that left heel down to the ground. And then on exhale, left elbow touches the right thigh. And on that touch, I don't need to slouch or compress that shoulder anymore. I'm just touching, contacting hand to hand, and then pressing and spiraling the ribs between those shoulder blades. And then twisting warrior interlock. So we slide down, deeper, left armpit, toward thigh. And inhale, unwind. When we set the hands down, place the left knee down. 1, just to get a rest. And 2, to grab your block. And stepping the right foot atop the block. We're setting up an Eka move. So I get my right armpit to my right shin, just like yesterday. With my foot up on the block, I aim to elevate my butt a little higher than if my foot was not on the block. So I stand back up, or I should say, press the left knee back up. And with right shin and right arm touching, remaining contact. Take the first 2 breaths into the upper back ribs. Pushing through that sole of right foot, elevate the hips even more. And then raise the left leg. Lift the left leg up and away from the block. Lift the left leg away from the block. And the big, big, big move in this pose, relaxing the neck. There it is. That's it. That's it. That's so good. Timber. Try it again. Try it again. That was great. It's a lot of jazz in that right hip. Yep, shift the hips higher and higher and higher and higher. Yep, keep going, keep going. That's it, that's it. That's a great start spot. And now you can lift the leg instead of exactly. Whoo, that's so sweet. Deep breath. Yes, how fun. Once we step that left foot down, exhaling, we'll step the right foot off that block and back. Chaturanga. Inhaling, cobra, upward dog. Feeling the arm bones, the shoulders broaden away from the neck. Exhaling, downward dog. All right, lunge, inhale, left foot forward. The right knee, the right heel up. Exhaling, shifting the tailbone just somewhat down, lengthening to that area that is beneath the navel, in front of the sacrum. Good. Good. Deep lunges. I like to feel both halves of the left foot. It's kind of an arbitrary move, but it's just a mapping. It's just a way to bring more fidelity of mapping into the mind, the foot. But I like to feel the halves of the foot until I can start to feel, again, the bones, each bone in my foot. You can feel that second bone, that third bone, that fourth bone. Okay, pivoting the heel down for twisting warrior. Exhaling the right elbow, touching the left thigh. And just touch so we don't slink down in that shoulder. With lots of space, glidingness in this right shoulder. Inhaling. Growing the ribs away from the hips. Exhaling. Spiraling the ribs between and under the shoulder blades. And here's that twisting warrior interlock. So deepening that move, arm to thigh. Reaching the right hand under the left thigh. I wonder if that feeling of running out of breath, that almost claustrophobic feeling, is somehow related to our perception of space around the shoulders. The feeling of breath between the shoulder sockets. And if we perceived space all in and around the shoulder joints, and we perceived breath in that upper and mid part of the ribs, Would that squashy feeling, that sometimes panicky, squashed feeling, would it subside? Would it shift? Release. Inhale, unwind. We'll set the hands down, set the right knee down so we can grab the block and set up this bit of Ekapada. So setting the left foot on the block, the hands both on the ground. The left shin contacts the left arm, high up. And first move. Actually, let me preempt that a bit. Right about here, I imagine, I presume, that many of us kind of have our shoulders tucked up near our neck in front of our collarbone. Feel how broadly you can experience your collarbones. And then exhaling, press the knee off the ground. Stay right here, foot on block, knee off ground. And work this next breath or two, elevating the hips. Get them as high, high, high. And then elevate that right leg. So as I'm pushing through the hands, I'm reaching through that right leg. Pushing the soles of feet away from one another. Sole of left foot getting pressed down. Sole of right foot searching into the sky. The whole body in between those feet just opens. There you go. There it is. And the big move here, relaxing the neck. Those are great lines of energy. Those are great lines for the leg and that's it. How fun is that? Push the palms away from the sole. Nice. Inhale, we'll set that right foot down, stepping off the block. Exhale, chaturanga, stepping all the feet back. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And drawing the arm bones back. Exhaling, downward dog. Gliding space all around the shoulder socket. All right, inhale, step the right foot forward. And I'm grabbing my strap as we set up for, well, the arms will be an archer. I guess we call this emu. So I'm holding my strap in left hand, lowering it to my right hand, or left elbow up, right elbow down. And just feeling all around the heart with breath. Is there ease around the heart? Is there a labored quality around the heart? Something different entirely? Using those vibrant legs from a moment ago, from that Eka, to push the earth, to lighten up under the heart. And then exhaling, folding. So bringing the torso inside the right thigh. And release hands, inhale them down to the ground. Exhaling, we'll set the left knee down. And we'll take pigeon today. So walk the right over. Lie the entire right shin and the knee down so the knee is supported on the ground. And inhale, we'll bring hands under shoulders. Feeling for that cushion of spaciousness all around the ball socket shoulder joint. Rest back, downward dog. To me, that movement feels so different if I attune to the spacious quality around the shoulders than the muscles getting me there. All right, setting up emu. Inhale, step the left foot forward. We can use a bit of strap for the right hand to lower to the left, or right elbow up, left elbow down. There you go, in warrior one, yes. So when we let that right hip kind of splay off to the right, I think we bleed off a lot of beneficial torsion that can help structure support through the low back. So part of why I'm offering a lot to let the heel be up is to turn the foot, and so to turn, in this case, what would be the right hip sufficiently, we'll say, forward, so that torsion, that inner leg can support the low back. So let me illustrate, because we haven't, okay, face right at you. So if I'm just comfortably hanging out here, my right hip kind of out there, the top of my right thigh is facing out to my right. If I turn this back leg in, my whole right side of body starts to be more forward facing. So I'm using the torsion and the structure from my foot all the way through my leg, all the way through my pelvis and buttock to get into my abs, to get that amazing kind of supported, vertical, decompressing. Yeah. The abs connect to the leg. There's a fascial, a sling, a fabric-like connection. As we pivot and work and massage that foot into the earth, that entire leg starts to support us through the front side of our body. Here's the emu. Exhaling, folding. So the folding brings the torso inside the left thigh. And release. We'll set the hands down, we'll set the right knee down, and we'll work pigeon. We'll move the left foot to the right, lying the entire shin and the knee to the ground. So here would be another example place where I walk that right leg back into that sweet spot where that reach, that placement of my right leg actually contributes to what I can feel in my left hip, through my torso, through my waist. So again, if I just let my right hip kind of splay out to the right, I bleed off a lot of beneficial tension. And I'm not saying we have to move our right hip toward the ground, but you can certainly explore all those slings and interconnectivity as you feel the right hip moving toward the left knee. Just letting the fabric of our being catch some breaths. There'll be some days that tension feels really, really good and necessary, and there'll be some days that tension needs to be avoided. Inhale, we'll bring the hands under the shoulders. And with the palms contacting the ground, feel the space all in and around the shoulder joint as you exhale, pressing back into downward dog. So moving by perceiving space may get us something different than moving by perceiving muscles or bones. All right, one final move on each side to shift a little bit. So we're going to step directly into scissors because you have plenty of room. So inhale, bring that right knee toward your armpit. Surpass the armpit, set that thigh atop the right upper arm. There you go. Right over right, right over right. I'm actually stepping my right thigh over my right armpit. Stretching that right leg out. Descending, reaching back to that left leg. Let's see how we do here. And of course, if we need to set it up from the ground, that's fine, but I think we've done a lot on the sides of the body to start to step that right knee over the right arm. Yeah, there we go. There you go, there you go. And I didn't explicate it, but I did take a moment to turn my left hand out to the left. Good. Bend right knee, drawing the heel back toward the buttock. Setting the left toes down, we're pressing back to downward dog. Adjusting the hands. And done one more time on the other side. I'm going to preemptively turn my right hand. Inhaling the left knee over the left arm. Descending, reaching through the left, reaching through the right. So we're practicing the stepping in and we are practicing the stepping out. So even if you've exited, give it a chance to re-enter so you can have the practice of beginning that stepping back and that pressing out of scissors. Which I begin by folding my left heel toward my butt, setting the right toes down, and then exhaling, pressing that left leg back, adjusting hands. And then inhale, step the feet forward, taking a forward fold. And just allowing the hands momentarily to just kind of be a little dangly. Your knuckles might be on the ground. Okay. I'm going to start by putting my fingertips under my toe tips. Actually, I'm going to go a little further. I'm going to put my fingertips under my ball mounds. So this isn't as far as the Ashtangis stick their hands, but I want you to have some balance. And start to wrap the shoulders. That in and of itself, wrapping the shoulders with the fingers pinned by the toes. Just start to create some ease in the wrists, hopefully. And release. Have a seat. We'll do one more. All right. So I've got my palms facing down. And I'm just playing like I have a big pipe, a big 2 or 3 inch pipe. So nice, big, wide open handlebar. I'm going to keep my hand rather largely contoured as I just kind of glide the knuckles outward and downward. So I'm not making a fist, not just yet. If I was riding a bike, kind of throttling and unthrottling. And now, doing that throttling and unthrottling action, but feeling the wrist gliding spaciously around those forearm bones. And just find out if that alters the quality of feeling, the quality of movement. When I attune to space, how do other various qualities and experiences shift? Okay, and now we will make a fist. Kind of drawing, reaching, wrangling those fingers in, making now a really strong, smaller bundle of fingers, and drawing the knuckles down. You can unthrottle a little bit, keep the fist, and then draw the knuckles down. And release. We'll lie back. Shavasana. And then wherever you place the hands, I generally prefer, when I'm in Shavasana, palms up. Just feel the weight of the fingertips. You're just calibrating, sensing weight. And allowing the hand to simply unfurl in accord with gravity's influence. And then letting the chest wall with each exhale be gravity fed. To really feel the chest wall going with gravity. Not with force, not with our choice, our motor movement, but aligning with gravity, attuning to gravity and to our own weight. Feeling the arm bones acquiesce to gravity's influence. So there's an effortless path the arm mass takes with gravity. When you're ready, bend knees, turn to a side, and we'll press to seated. Namaste.